Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I was cleaning out my studio, and in one of my previous videos I used 24 karat gold in my Dream Cloud series. And let me tell you, if you are stuck or you're wanting to find something new to do, clean up your studio space just a little bit, or clean up your working area, because I have things that I have forgotten about for ages that inspired me to play around with something again. So just a little tip, if you're looking for something to do and you don't know what to be inspired by, just look around your art studio for something that you haven't used in a while. I'm gonna use the same colors again, but this time I really loved the cell reaction that was at the top of the last painting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna puddle the colors in the middle. I'm gonna use less color, hopefully, and I'm going to pour some of the colors around the sides, maybe one on each side, and then I'm going to ring the 24 karat gold and the satin enamel mixture and see if I get a different effect that way when I'm tilting it. So let's paint. Okay, so I am gonna start for this first part. I'm just gonna start with these two puddles that will be swiped. The colors will be swiped over them. And then in the center, I'm gonna do a little bit of my turquoise, a little bit of my magenta, a little bit of my yellow, okay, now a little bit of this 24 karat gold right in the center. I debated using smaller cups because you all know how heavy my hand is. Okay, so here's my first ring. I may title this one a 24 karat gold ring. Got to be catchy with your YouTube titles so that people watch your videos. Okay, so now I'm going to come back around with a ring of magenta. Maybe, I don't know, another ring of, I think I'm gonna do the turquoise next. And then the yellow. This is just a different way. I've been playing around with all the different ways that you can circle these. And I left out my regular acrylic metallic this time. I feel like I do want maybe a little bit more gold right here. It's just a tiny ring. And then my yellow, and then my white. Okay. And then I'm gonna do one more of the gold. And then I think I'm done. I'm gonna put magenta in this corner and in this corner. I'm gonna put turquoise in this corner and yellow in this corner. Okay. Colors are down. 24 karat gold will be my last ring. I knew I should have used smaller cups because I still have a lot of paint, but whatever. All right. Okay, so I am going to swipe through these still. Just going to do maybe some big swipes. This is just to get a little bit of interest through those two puddles of white that I did. And it's really going to create the focal point of the painting. I'm going to save that for my small. So I want these big blocks of color and then the soft, swirly parts and the pearl cells. Ooh, that small one really brought up a lot there, but I don't like this. So I'm gonna swipe back down. It's creating a beautiful purple color from the turquoise and the magenta. I think I'm gonna leave the rings, and I do just want to swipe this one portion. I didn't want to break up all the cells that are there. And then I'm gonna swipe, carry that line on through on that side. I'm not loving this magenta reaction that's happening though. So I'm just softening that reaction and creating a little bit of motion for when I stretch it out. Oh, okay. So let's see what these rings do, if they do anything different, and if I can get that reaction started on the outer edges there. I do feel like maybe I need a little bit for it to roll over. To get that reaction on the edges. And I'm just using the opposite colors because I don't care if this part comes off. I wanted the design to stick in the middle. All right. And I know one of my comments is going to be, says she's going to use a little bit of paint, uses a lot of paint. And you would not be wrong. Oh, please don't ever stop commenting on my videos. Even the ones that I'm like, what are you talking about? I love them. They actually make me laugh. It's really funny. All right. Okay. So I'm going to stretch this out. I'm interested to see. I'm going to dump a lot of the color off the canvas, and I'm interested to see, oh, when I scraped my table, the color was not the best because it just mixed to a color that I don't really care for. But the reactions when I swiped this paint over itself, I should have taken pictures of it because I could blow those up into prints. It was so pretty. I have been toying around with the idea of prints for my works. So when I get some time, maybe I will have like a special edition release of those. But I have not had enough time. Okay, stretched that off. And then this side, not worried about just the solid blocks of color that are there. And then I'm having the paint. And I don't love what happened with that magenta, and I knew that, so I'm gonna stretch that part all the way down. So not a ton of my cells and lacing held up because I had to stretch it so far. This one I feel like is going to take a little bit of work, but I'm hoping that I start to see that cell reaction. So the reason that I put so much paint on the canvas a lot of times is so that I can stretch the design to cover the canvas, but to keep the design in the center. So, or on, you know, it doesn't have to be directly in the center, but when I swipe through and I have cells and I have lacing, if you stretch too much, if there's not enough paint on the canvas, those will stretch out so much that you don't really see them They kind of disappear because the paints are thinner. So with this, I didn't have as much paint to flow over the edges. And so what was in the center as the design really started to stretch out, and you lose the cells and the lacing. But what it does create is a more organic feel. So it's just going to be up to you how much paint you use on the canvas and what kind of design and technique you like. So I'm actually going to swipe through over here. I'm going to have to do a little bit of fiddling, and I'm definitely starting to get it on the edges over here. I feel like I don't want to stretch it anymore. See, this is always what the point that I get to, where I don't really know. I'm undecided yet about whether or not I like this like circular, whether it did anything different. I don't like all the jagged edges. That's why I'm going through it. If you do, you can just keep them. And then I'm going to connect that over there. I really like to run my palette knife along and try to connect things. I think it helps for the flow. I'm starting to get those beautiful cells on the outer edges. It's really pretty. I like that corner, so I'm just going to leave that alone. I may try one more time. I'm liking this though. This is definitely really organic, really pretty. Didn't quite get the effect that I thought I would. It's starting, it's over here, it's on all my corners, it's on all my edges. All right. Well, I hope you like this color combination because I'm going to be playing around with it to use up these paints and see what I get. I just have a feeling this is going to dry gorgeous. With that gold shining through. There's so much motion. It looks different than the other one that I did in the exact same color combination. All right. I think I'm done. And I definitely don't have as much paint there, so I did use less. I'm starting to get the effect on the edges. My wheels are spinning, I'm thinking. But you don't have to think with me, so I'll show you what this looks like. And then I may try one more. I hope you're not tired of these yet. I may try one more of these. All right, I'll show you what it looks like. So this one, again, so you can see how much more jagged the design is. But look at how beautiful these reactions are. And I don't know if you can see, yes, you can. Look at how that 24 karat gold is sitting on top of those colors. The reaction started just a tiny bit here on the side and just a little bit down here. So it's happening. I just want to see if I can refine it a little bit more. But all right, I'll show you what this one looks like dry. Okay, here this one is, and this looks almost brown, but if you get up close, you can see it's got that 24 karat gold over top of the magenta. As I've been doing these, I've realized that the magenta is the one that reacts the weirdest with this color combination with the white and the 24 karat gold. But look at those cell reactions, and the gold in between them creates like a veining. me see if I can, there you go, you can see it there. That is my absolute favorite corner. I love this almost like flocculation that happened in the center. It looks like feathers. Such a cool design. And so my first one had a lot of 24 karat gold, not as many reactions. This one, I liked ringing the colors, and I'm gonna try it one more time and see how that one turns out. So there will be a part 3 to this 24 karat gold mini series with these colors. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And spoiler alert, I have already made the painting. The last one is my favorite. All right, thank you so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye.